Hey everyone, Kyle once again. Welcome back to another movie review. And, well, since I reviewed my last video that I just reviewed when that horrendous, total piece of shit film called Zombie Croc, which was complete utter garbage, which of course I haven't done a full-blown rant like that in a while, so why it deserves it for the film that is so completely, utterly stupid, boring, terrible in every single word in the book. So, but I mentioned this film, which I showed, but well, quickly one thing though there was another better killer crocodile film that I forgot to mention, and that was Lake Placid. I forgot to mention that film in that review. So yeah, that's another film I think it's miles better than Zombie Croc, Lake Placid, which I thought the humor I thought was much more funnier and much more better gore than that film. Better effects wise, especially when it's by Stan Winston. So yeah, Lake Placid it's another crocodile film that is better. It's good to throw that out there since I forgot to mention that my rant of it. But this film I'm going to talk about, which is Rogue, which I mentioned before in my epic rant that this is a miles better killer crocodile film. And I think it's one of the best because I really do enjoy Rogue. I just definitely say it's definitely one of the best killer crocodile films I've seen. Primeval, which this film came out in 2007, which also Primeval as it came out in January 2007. Now, like I said before, I'm not a fan of Primeval, but even though I still say it's miles better than Zombie Croc, though, but Primeval it's not that great of a movie either, because it's supposed to be about a killer crocodile, but at the same time, it keeps it focusing more on the war part that was going on in Africa and stuff like that. There was like this war between like two peoples or forget whatever. Like they spent so much time on that, they forget there's a giant crocodile in this movie somewhere. So yeah, Primeval it's not that great of a movie, but this film is much better than Primeval though. But like I said, Primeval still miles better than Zombie Croc though. But I'm not a fan of the movie either. I would still say that film was boring as well. But regardless, I'll have to do a technically that's going to be a rant. I'll have to review though, but more on this film. Like I said, definitely better killer crocodile movie. It's definitely one of the best ones I've seen. And now, of course, it was given limited release for I forget how many theaters though, but it made like 10,000 something domestically. And of course, before it was released by what was the Winston. The Winston Company or whatever, or Dimension Films, so that's where it says right there. Dimension Extreme, though. They screwed over this film, but made some little money overseas, though. So it made very little money on its budget of, like, what, $26 million, so it was a flop, sadly. I disagree, though. But regardless of that, which, for what the reception that I got, which I still say it's surprising. This film, I forget what it has on IMDb though, but this film has 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. 100%. For a killer crocodile film, this film has 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which I still say it's still surprising to me to this day. I was like, really? Wow, this it's rare for a horror film, especially when it's about a killer crocodile that has 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah. And also it's from the director of Wolf Creek, which is a Greg McLean. Now I'm not a fan of Wolf Creek either though, but I do say though, which yeah I basically that's what I say. I'm not a big fan of Wolf Creek. I'll get into that film some other time though, but I'm just not a fan of that film though. But Wolf Creek, but the director of that film, when he directed this film, I thought he did a really good job directing this film. So, he did a good job with the film. And And also, this is false advertising. It says here it's unrated though. The film is not all that gory. It's not like total blood everywhere. It's really not. It's there is some stuff though, but it's not all out bloody gory. So this unrated cut right here is false advertising. It's not that much. So that's one thing I can say about it. But and it's also not very. It's not a big body count movie where it's not like 10 people have died in this movie. It's very low. There's only been like a few people that died in the film. So, although I'd like to see a little bit more, couple more people though, but okay. But plus, I would say this film's not dumb as well. I think it takes the film is a bit more serious than like the previous Crocodile films. Well, Zombie Crocodile that was just a joke. Straight Out that film was just a joke. I know Lake Placid that has humor in the movie. And I do remember Alligator does have some humor that I did enjoy about it though. But this film, I think this film took itself more serious than being going out all on the humor in the film. So I thought it was a nice change of pace to an average crocodile killer crocodile film. Well, alligator's an alligator, not crocodile, but still. But yeah, I thought it was a nice kind of change of pace to it. And the film stars Radha Mitchell from Pitch Black and Silent Hill, the Crazies remake, which I didn't mind that remake. And she was also in Olympus Has Fallen, which she played Gerard Butler's wife in that film. And which is really not this film. It was filmed in Australia, and Radha Mitchell really is Australian, so it's nice to see that her use her real Australian accent, which I thought was nice to see. And in fact, it was also shoot on location from the location, which another positive thing I liked. I liked how the Australian outback looked. You know, the locations were shot. That was really good to look at. And I thought it was also the inspiration is that it was inspired by a true story about a giant Australian crocodile named Sweetheart that happened in the late 70s. That it did attack some boats, but of course the film says that it was not responsible for any fatal attacks or killed any humans though. But of course they do stretch that out in this film, of course. But it said that Sweetheart was never responsible for killing a human though. But of course in this one they do stretch it out, stretch a bit because, you know, Killer Crocodile movie, you know. But so they took the inspiration for the true story from that because it was also in Australia as well, so it's quite fitting to use that as well. And I liked how it was actually shot in Australia and how the way the outback looked. I thought it was really well shot. So the photography or the atmosphere of it was really good looking to see. Also starring Michael Vartan and Sam Worthington is actually in this. You know, from Avatar, Clash of the Titans, among other films. He's in this film as well, and I thought the cast also did a pretty good job as well. And you also have actually who's the guy? The guy who's the killer in Wolf Creek is also in this. I think it's John Jarratt. I think his name is John Jarratt. Who's the guy who is the killer in Wolf Creek? He's in this film as well. And also you have a appearance by Maya Wasikowska. If I mispronounce her name. If you remember, she was Alice in Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland, and she's also appearing in the sequel as well. And she was also in Guillermo del Toro's Crimson Peak. She's in this as a little girl. So it's kind of like, oh really? That's her from Alice in Wonderland, really, or Crimson Peak? You know. So yeah, she's in this. She's part of this family that's also going on this tour. That's what it basically is about. It's about this tour boat that Radha Mitchell. She's like the tour guide, and taking all these people on a tour of the outback. Michael Vartan, who's this guy who's like a journalist for this editor for this magazine. And and some other tourists, including the guy from Wolf Creek, and Sam Worthington, some other guy, and him with his buddy. Like they have a separate boat. Like trying for they stop the tour because they come along. They start hassling the tour boat. And also another thing is with the kills and stuff. Like in the opening, there's just a bull that's about to take a drink from the water. Then the crocodile goes and just takes it. Or another scene where Radha Mitchell's at this bar, I think it was, and he's looking at these pictures of crocodiles being caught. And there's also some I would say disturbing pictures. There was like a picture of this a 12-year-old boy that was like being killed. I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of like unsettling to see a picture like that for like a boy being killed by a crocodile. There's a picture of it. Okay, unsettling right there. So yeah, and there's also as they're continuing with the boat, like I said, Sam Worthington stops, starts hassling with the tour boat. They see like a former where there was like a flare that's being shot, trying to signal for help. Then they go over there, nothing's there. Sam Worthington's going along and something his boat flips over, and before that their boat gets hit by something, and Sam Worthington's boat flipped over and his part disappears as he swims to the boat, and now they have to try to there's basically now they're stuck. They can't call for help, and there's this like little, maybe you could say a little island, I would say, or a bank or something, however it's called, and they try to go over there because their boat's sinking, and they try to get to one part, basically A to B, basically. And Sam Worthington, he was gonna make a rope, throw a rope to quietly go over there to tie a rope so they can climb all the way over. And of course, as a typical thing that happens, as they're trying to climb over, because the high tide's coming in, and one person, he freezes and he gets scared, and of course the whole thing breaks apart, and of course, being idiots as they are, and the guy says that he does apologize. Then not too long, the crocodile comes in and snatches the guy, and it's not all that very bloody, but it's also a very low body count as well. Although I like to see a couple more people getting picked off. It's one by one, people are getting picked off though, but it's very few people though. Including Sam Worthington. He gets killed sadly though. But I thought he did a good job in the film anyway. But sadly he does get killed in the film though. And of course though, there's also a dog in the film which I see gets killed by the crocodile in the cave. Which of course I have a thing for especially dogs getting killed though, but oh well. But it's a movie though, so. And then one thing leads to another is that which I think I enjoy is that the finale, where at least in this cave, the giant crocodile, as I was saying, in the cave, Michael Vartan's trying to fight it off, and it comes to a point where he gets a few of his fingers getting bit off. I thought it was a little bit of a cringy scene there, seeing fingers getting bitten off. He didn't get all his fingers bit off. It was like one or two. And not all the people the tour boat died though, but it was like I said, very few people though. But I think I apologize gets killed, including Sam Worthington. And this point I don't want to give away how the whole. I don't want to get. It's not at this point. I'm not feeling like this is a much more shorter review though, because I don't want to give everything away, because this film, I would say this one, no. Like I said, for a zombie croc, I advise people to stay away from. But if you do want to check it out, I say good luck to you though. But this one I would definitely would recommend to watch. Definitely a much better killer crocodile movie. So at this point, if it's a better killer crocodile movie, I don't want to give every single thing away. So for this one though, but I said most of the basics of the film of it. So, but I thought that in the most part the crocodile is CG though, but there were some practical moments in the film, so which I appreciate, a good mixture of practical and CG. And for the CG image of the crocodile, I thought it looked good. Try to see it from this way sideways. So yeah, the CGI of the crocodile I thought was pretty good, and because there was most good mixture of practical and CG. The score by Frank Tetez, that was last name is. I thought the score. I like the score on the movie. Like I said, the shots of how Australia looks. I think it's really good looking to look at, beautiful to look at. Radha Mitchell, I thought she did a good job, as did Michael Vartan and Sam Worthington. The directing by Greg McLean, because he also wrote and produced the film as well as directing. I thought he did a good job with the film. It's sad the film didn't make as much money as the film did in the U.S. of course, because it's mostly an Australian movie, not an American movie. But I just want to say I would advise do advise people to definitely check out Rogue. The unrated, if you, and don't be fooled by this unrated. It's not as gory and bloody as the unrated cover makes it seem. It's not that. So that's unrated thing is totally false advertising. So don't be fooled by it. It's not as bloody and gory as the film seems. There is and one thing is it's also a slow burn as well. I mean, you don't see much of the crocodile though, but it's like slow. It's like it's a slow burning up, building up to the point to get to see the crocodile, which I thought was a good thing because, like I said, it's more of a serious, and it's not dumb. It's not like a lot of jokes being thrown in the film. Well, Lake Placid, that film had jokes in it though, but I thought it took more of a serious, like a straight, straight, straight out serious, not straight out a lot of humor throughout the film. If you get what I'm saying, I mean, and also one thing I appreciate also in the finale is that, which of course typical thing that in monster movies, especially with what involves a killer crocodile or whatever monster killer animal it is, they don't blow it up. Because that's always a typical thing that always happens. It always comes down with the finale. They always have to blow it up. Like in Alligator, even the sequel Alligator 2, the alligators both get blown up. Or even, well, not even probably will the crocodile live though, but it's always by most monster movies, it always comes down for them blowing up the creature, basically. And I thought they did the right thing, not making it blow because it's like, oh, okay, they blow it up again. They always have to go with the blowing up stuff. I thought I took a differently how to kill the crocodile. Well, I don't think. I wish I have to look it up again. It's like, yeah, they didn't blow it up because for a split second I thought I forgot the crocodile, if the crocodile lived or died a second, but I had it blanked out for a second. But no, yeah, I was right though. They didn't blow up the crocodile. It died in a different way, so which I appreciated. But and well, of course, the film did not have a downbeat ending as well. So if it did, the ending of the film would make me dissatisfied the ending of the film. So I'm glad it was not a downbeat ending. So yeah, Rogue is definitely worth a look. I didn't give too much into the film because this point I would say I recommend checking out because I usually I always get to everything though, but always certain films I always want to keep out and let people check out themselves. So I didn't get fully detailed into the movie because I just basically want to explain how it's a better killer crocodile movie than that piece of garbage was, Zombie Croc. I still hate it. That film is still. Oh, I just don't want to think about it. I just don't. Honestly, I'll just rather watch better ones like this film or Alligator or Lake Placid. And there was another killer crocodile movie called Crocodile. That was the one that was directed by Tobe Hooper, which I think that film. I don't remember. Honestly, I don't remember anything about Tobe Hooper's Crocodile. All I do remember is that the crocodile didn't die because it took its baby with it. But that was basically it. That was another horrible one though, but nowhere as close as that film Zombie Croc was. So But the best ones I've seen, Alligator, this film, Lake Placid. But this one is definitely one of the best, probably the best one I've seen. This is definitely how you do a killer crocodile film. And like I said, it's very rare for a type of film like this to get 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's definitely very rare of it. For any horror film or horror film about a killer animal, at that matter. But it's good score, good shooting location, good to look at. The cast I thought did a good job. Directing by Greg McLean, I thought he did a good job as well. The effects of the crocodile, I thought it worked wonders. This one on the back here, I can definitely agree on compared to the bullshit comments on the zombie croc cover. A wild and fierce horror film with real bite, from this person from shocktillyoudrop.com. Now I can definitely agree with that. That's definitely worth a better quote than the quotes on the cover of that piece of crap film, Zombie Croc. For features, as a feature commentary with the director Greg McLean, as a Making of Rogue, a documentary by Greg McLean. Welcome to Territory, a gallery of many documentaries. The Real Rogue. Whilst we're talking about Sweetheart. And then the trailer. So the features are not that bad on here. I thought it's pretty good, decent features. Running time. It's definitely, well, like I said, it's a slow burn film though, because it takes its time, until it finally shows the crocodile. But it's only on for 99 minutes, so it does. Even though it slowly builds up, I think the pacing I thought was still pretty decent, as well. So. And sometimes I do like slow burn films. Blair Witch Project is definitely a slow burn film, which I do appreciate. Once I had to review that film, though. So yeah, there's certain films that are slow burn, which I do like, though. But and this one was definitely one of them. It takes its time until it shows the crocodile. So, and it takes itself serious. It's not totally joke after joke after joke in the film. So. Definitely worth Rogue a look. So avoid, avoid in my rant of Zombie Croc. Avoid that film. Just go and watch this film instead. This is definitely one of the best ones I've seen for a killer crocodile film. With a good director who did a good job, cast, music, shooting location, effects. Well, I don't think there was more serious than stuff in that film. I don't want to talk about that film anymore. I'm just getting burnt out on it. So you can check back on that epic rant. That film deserved an epic rant on that. But yeah, the only thing is I wish that the film would have got a wider theoretical release in the U.S. though. It's too bad I never saw this in the theaters, because I probably would have liked to see it in the theater. But whatever. But yeah, like I said, I didn't get too much detail into the film because I wanted people to check it out if you haven't seen it. This one I definitely would recommend to watch. And like I said, avoid the unrated cut, because it's not unrated at all. Anyway, that's my review for Rogue. Definitely one of the best ones of the killer animal / crocodile films. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned on the next movie review. Later.